Pro wrestling has grown and evolved in numerous ways over the years, whether it be key eras of performers who changed the industry forever. It's a constantly changing industry, and while there's been major boom periods for pro wrestling, it's been none bigger than the current era that fans are witnessing now. While this is a big statement to make considering how many periods there have been in the sport, it's not far-fetched to say it may seem. Pro wrestling today is bigger than ever thanks to numerous factors. When weighing up all of these considerations against other times in pro wrestling, it's a fantastic time to be a fan. While many will point to the Attitude Era and the Monday Night Wars as the biggest boom period for wrestling, there is much to consider when realising that time. There's certainly a lot of notable and key parts from it, such as Stone Cold's rise to the top of the WWE and competitive jump from WWE to WCW, vice versa, is without doubt an important time in pro wrestling. However, there's a lot that deserves to be rightly criticised then, such as poorly aged storylines, lack of respect for women's wrestling. Following WWE purchase of WCW, it created a monopoly on the pro wrestling industry, and many tried to provide a strong challenge to WWE, and that hasn't happened since 2019. In 2023, pro wrestling fans have more options than ever. WWE is putting on some of the best stories it's ever had in its history. NXT continues to produce great matches and moments. AEW's arrival in 2019 was the first time WWE had a top and viable challenge. In only short few years, AEW held the biggest professional wrestling show of all time in paid ticket sales. As each day goes by, AEW continues to grow. In addition, Impact has revitalised itself and suddenly become must-see TV. And New Japan's put on some of the greatest matches in the era, but in its history and any era. MLW secured its own place in the business. CML and AAA, easy for me to say, two of the biggest promotions in Mexico. Furthermore, the indie scene is home to some of the best matches in the business, thanks to like some Matt Cardona, Ali Cash, Effie, Nick Gage, and more. The opening of the forbidden door of pro wrestling has also been an important aspect in recent years. It's allowed more and more names in the industry to gain exposure, whether they be seasoned veterans or up-and-coming names in the business. It's brought back the element of surprise to pro wrestling, with fans never knowing who will show up where. Professional wrestling has also progressed a lot, specifically in the last few years. Women's wrestling is given far more respect than it had been in the past, and while companies still need to do better with their presentation of women, things have greatly improved from where they were less than a decade ago. Many matches such as Trinity versus Deonna Purrazzo, Jamie Hayter versus Shida, Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair, and more have done a lot more to push wrestling forwards. In addition, pro wrestling has become far more accessible place for people from all backgrounds. While in depth and long-term storytellings have always been a part of pro wrestling. There's arguably not been as many great ones as present now. For instance, the Bloodline story in WWE has been brilliant. MJF and Adam Cole's friendship in AEW, both stories are so rich and full of emotion. They're almost cinematic quality. These are just two stories that have captivated fans in recent history, with many more that you can think of. Ultimately, wrestling, like an art, is a subjective thing. However, it cannot be understood that right now, as a historic fan in pro wrestling, fans are treated to numerous great matches and storylines a week. It's a great time to watch pro wrestling and see these incredible athletes perform. But anyway, guys, that's it for you. Thanks very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and for daily wrestling news and subscribe to the channel. It's going to be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.